All right, so Santa Claus is coming to town in December, but so's Dana Claus, okay? Look at the type of fights that he's got going on here. Font and Aldo on December 4th. You got Oliveira and Poirier on December 11th. And then Lewis and Dockhouse on December 18th. There's more, obviously, as well. So is there a fight specifically that you are absolutely keyed in on at the moment?
Yes, everybody's missing it. It's Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. Juliana Pena represents the most likely threat for an upset Amanda's ever had. Now, please hear my words and don't mishear them. I'm not predicting that she gets upset. What I'm suggesting for you is Juliana Pena is the hardest challenge Amanda has ever had. Every great upset in sports history starts with one side not getting the memo, with a Buster Douglas not understanding he's been brought in to fall down and chooses not to. They all start that way. Juliana Pena truly believes she can beat Amanda. Juliana Pena believes that Amanda has ducked her. When Juliana Pena went to the media and laid out her case to even get this match, she was upset. She was disgusted. She laid out a very compelling argument, and it all starts with Amanda, and the only couple of rounds that Amanda's ever lost in her life are because she got taken down and couldn't get up, and that's exactly the strength of Juliana Pena. Not for nothing, everybody is missing this fight.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I think it's going to be fascinating for all the reasons you laid out. And I feel like the layoff, right, for Amanda also plays a part in this. And I'm curious to see, as destructive as she is when she's in the ring or the octagon, I'm curious to see, because I do think styles make fights. And I think that Juliana can make this a little more difficult than some people anticipate. I'm in on Poirier. Poirier to me, Oliveira. Look, I think Dustin is kind of, he's hitting his stride. Like when we talked about those Dustin fights against Conor, I felt like, when he just really found himself in a very calm situation, because if you watch those fights, Conor early on, particularly in the second to last fight, Conor came out and he kind of shook Poirier a little bit. And then Poirier just shook it off. He smiled at him. And that's when Poirier, Dustin felt like he said, oh, wait a second. I've got this. And like a complete different sense of confidence was bestowed upon him in that fight towards the latter part of that first round in that second to last fight. And I feel like the confidence since then is just different. So I'm curious to see if that translates in the next fight.
Yeah, I hear everything that you're saying there. I do think that Dustin Poirier is actually getting better. Believe it or not, the former champion is actually getting better. And look, Oliveira deserves his due. Nobody's given it to him. Nobody in the division, Justin Gaethje by example, Michael Chandler by example, they're all picking Poirier. The odds makers are picking Poirier. We all acknowledge that 155 pounds is the hardest division in all of MMA, but for some reason we don't want to give the kingpin, the champion of the world, his due. Look, he's going to have to go out there and earn it. Respect is something sometimes you have to take. There's a lot on the line, but that's what this is about for Oliveira. And if I may just give a moment to Jose Aldo, talking about somebody who is absolutely committed. Jose Aldo has changed his physiology later in life, and you and I know as human beings, we don't get smaller with time, and if we do, it sure took a lot of work. Jose Aldo dropped from 145 down to 135, north of 30, all on a pursuit to be a world champion. I have never seen Jose look as good as the last version of himself when he fought out in Phoenix. This is another big test, but I think he's right on track to perhaps get in there with the Dillashaw's of the world, perhaps get in there with the Peter Yans and the Aljo Sterlings. I think that everybody is watching Aljo, and I think that I would go as far as to call him an inspiration. What he is doing right now, the people he's doing again, and the reason he's doing it for somebody who's already climbed the mountain, he got knocked down, but he wants to climb it again just because I think it's honorable, and I can't wait to see Jose Aldo.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.